I think you touched on, if we're on the slide that has some more customer results, I think it's not just speeding up and consolidating. There's a CPG company that has actually been able to expand the rollout, right? So instead of only giving it to category managers, actually pushing it down to the brand owners and pushing the brand owners down below to the sub-brands. And because you have a performing architecture in place, it's not just speeding up the old way you've been doing it. Of course, that's going to happen, but that can happen a lot of different ways by improving the hardware. This now allows you to enable additional constituents within the organization to have access to this, whether it's a mobility solution or if it's just more of a traditional PC connected version, as well as more people are running the planning and forecasting, the budgeting process, more scenarios at the same time. So it's not, the workload mix has completely shifted with an architecture around Exalytics. Speed of thought dashboards, it's one of those things that we've been talking about for a long time. Those of you that are familiar with our dashboard capabilities, we have a rich graphical UI where you can lay out rows and columns and have 4, 5, 6, 10 different sets of analyses. Gravina showed you a really interesting chart from one of our customers that leveraged some tiling, the tiles, to demonstrate the stop lighting, if it's red, green, or yellow, and then you drill into those tiles to get more information and kind of present the data immediately, real time, instantaneous. Again, rather than fill in the prompts and tell me the actual report you want to see and hit the go button and wait for data to return. So this slide has a couple other examples that I wanted to highlight. The risk analysis one, it wasn't just faster risk analysis. Yeah, 54x is pretty impressive, but it was mitigating that risk and removing that risk from their business and being able to make the right decision even just a second faster does make a difference for this particular company. The interactivity, mobility is big, and everyone expects the performance to be flawless and to be there. They lose confidence, they lose interest in using an application that constantly says searching, searching, rendering, rendering. I would like to see exactly what I asked for the moment I clicked on it, and then I can have a conversation with the data and really determine what is the proper action that I want to take from that. We have a couple Endeca examples where companies are now able to look at cross-brand analysis at the store level. As a major CPG organization that produces a lot of product and sells through a lot of different channels, can actually load up down to the store level and get down to shelf placement, store-over-store comparisons across all time periods, not limited to just a month, get down to the week and even the day level. And that was just technically challenging to pull off with commodity hardware. It did not, you could do it, but the investment required made it almost not worth the benefit wasn't there. It didn't jump off the page for you. And then obviously, we've got some large auto manufacturers that have used Endeca to identify survey data, claims data, warranty data, that whole semi-structured data set that Endeca just loves, combined with structured data that may exist in table, rows, and column format to really gain additional insight into challenges. Again, we've got tons of results, tons of customers. I want to thank the customers on the phone that may already be embracing Exalytics and looking to take the next phase or the next wave of software improvements on the hardware. And for those of you that are interested, we've got a lot to say on this particular topic. I know one question that comes up, so I'm going to ask myself a question. What are the situations where we would buy only one box? Or, what is the pricing model is another common question. So I'll just touch on that, and perhaps I'm sure there's some other questions that are getting queued up. As I think Syed asked earlier, what is the right number of boxes, right? So it's understanding the applications, what the performance level, what the high availability level, what the disaster recovery should be for those applications. We'll determine that. And then as well as what software components. Again, you have the flexibility to mix and match as it makes sense across our software and our products that we deliver. So most common purchase has been 2 boxes, and most companies will use one for like a dev test box and then have a dedicated box for production. Those of you that are laying out architectures for your companies, it's very important for test and production to be very similar, so you minimize any surprises, and dev usually is done on a cheaper end box or a lower end box. The reason that I think customers are embracing dev and test on one box for Exalytics and then a dedicated production box is the whole development step is different when you're leveraging these features, these software features that run on Exalytics. So using a non-Exalytics box for dev doesn't really enable, you're going to have an additional testing phase, enhancing phase, to amp it up for Exalytics. So we've seen our customers that have migrated apps change those apps rather than just migrate them because we opened up a whole bunch of additional functionality for them to take advantage of that would improve the end user experience. And in order to make the project dates, it's much easier to start on that dev test box being Exalytics and then jump into production. Those are a couple examples, and we touched on the high availability, right? So that if a box went down or the cache went down, we would move over to the other one and refire the cache, or perhaps restart the box if required, or whatever needs to happen with that particular machine. Pricing is one. So Garbina, maybe you just want to answer that one. Pricing is definitely flexible here at Oracle, and there's a couple different things for this hardware configure, this Exalytics solution. So do you just want to recap the pricing?
Yeah, sure, I think. Thanks, Adam. The way we're looking at pricing is because we have two models now. We have an X3-4, and now we have T5-8 as well, which is our Spark machine. So the pricing around the Exalytics for our X3-4 is 175K list, and the pricing on our T5-8 is 330K list. So the whole thing is that, now this gives you a consolidated platform. Now you can run, OBIE, BIFs, or Business Intelligence Foundation Suite, your Oracle Scorecard Strategy Management. So you can run, it gives you a plethora of phases by which you can run a couple of software on this. So, and this is perfectly tailored to do that. So in a nutshell, this is a machine which is which can, give you the consolidation benefits, it can give you the performance benefits, and of course, it can give you the benefits of being simple. That's all I think it matters.
Exalytics has been around for more than 3 years. We've seen a tremendous uptick across the world as companies have been embracing this. It's pretty, the other engineered systems are very successful. We're very pleased that Exalytics has grown the fastest because of the benefits it's driving to the customers, and the folks that have been embracing it have really seen, tremendous user adoption, which is the whole point of delivering business intelligence and reporting, so that folks do have access to an analytical platform, and the budgeting, forecasting, and planning process has really been streamlined, and being able to replan or do additional plans during the reporting period have allowed customers they've been able to do it, whereas before they've been handicapped on their ability to really lay things out, or the investment of the hardware just wasn't worth the benefit that they thought they might get. And now we've been able to bring those two together so that there's a clear benefit for the investment that's made. And Jeremiah, if there are no questions, we'll just turn it back for you for some additional slides.